Welcome to the Stepmom Side with Alicia, the podcast for stepmoms ready to create the life they want and one they actually have a say in. Here we talk all things stepmom life and just a little bit more. Leave the superficial conversations at the door and get ready for perspective shifts and actionable advice to help you on your way to creating the life you want, one step at a time. Hey there, welcome back to the Stepmom Side Podcast. I'm your host, Alicia, and today we're wrapping up the Role Clarity series, so this is number 4 of 4, with something that a lot of stepmoms feel but don't always say out loud. So what happens when the expectations around you don't match your capacity? Then what do we do, right? Because here's the reality. Blended families come with a lot of expectations. First things first, expectations from your partner, expectations from the kids, expectations from extended family, expectations from the ex, the other house, and a lot of times, expectations you put on yourself. And somewhere along the way, many stepmoms start bending themselves into shapes that don't actually fit, right? And I think sometimes it starts mostly with ourselves, like our expectations on what we can or should do are a lot. And there's an emotional layer. A lot of stepmoms feel like they have to prove something. I know that you feel like that because I felt like that too. But a lot of stepmoms feel like they have to prove something, especially if they showed up without kids. Like, I'm going to prove that I'm a good stepmom and I can do this even though I don't have kids of my own. You know, especially when people are like, oh, just love them like they're your own. I don't know what that means, but okay, I'm just going to love them more. I'm going to try harder. I don't know what I'm going to love them more means, but I'm going to try to do that. Or you want to prove that you're not the villain. Look, I'm a nice person. Like, you can like me, right? So then you start to do people pleasing, or if you've like let go of people pleasing and then now like you're starting to incorporate a little bit more because you don't want to be the villain, or you don't want to be like thought of as the villain. You want to not seem like you're selfish. So you're going to try to prove that you aren't selfish by saying yes to everything. You're going to overextend yourself. You're going to let your stepkids use your things without asking, or all of this stuff. You're going to try to prove that, or maybe not you, but like stepmoms try to prove that they're not the evil stepmom by, again, people pleasing or saying yes to everything, or, you know, stuffing down their feelings or whatever it is. And you're just like, ah. So then as stepmoms, what do? We start to overcompensate. We start to do things that we didn't want to do. We start to take on more than we originally bargained for. You do more. You try harder. Then, like, one of my favorites is we become so flexible. We become the flexible one. Oh, that's okay that, you know, the kids are coming over last minute here. I'll just cancel my plans. Now you're the accommodating one, right? I keep going back and forth between like we and you. Sorry. But we become the one who absorbs stress so that everyone else can feel comfortable. Because it's easier. Because we can handle it. Because you're so good at this. You're the strong one. It reminds me of that Surface Pressure song from Encanto. Luisa sings it. There's the surface pressure, but like she's the strong one, you know, they just hand her everything. But over time, that strategy of absorbing stress so everyone else can feel comfortable starts to break down. There's only so much you can do. I'm gonna link that song on YouTube in the show notes because it's such a good song. Even if you aren't like a Disney fan, it's just really good. I sing it and it's kind of like an anthem for me. Like if it comes on, like if we're listening to Disney hits, like if I'm listening to it with my daughter on Spotify. Anyway, but over time that strategy starts to break down because being endlessly accommodating doesn't create peace. It creates exhaustion. You already know that. You already hear it. You've already been listening. Like it's exhausting because it's like you have things that you want to do. You have things that you wanted to do. And then every single time that you want to do something or you wanted to do something, it feels like it's shut down because of insert whatever, right? And that's exhausting, completely exhausting. So let's talk now about like the hidden expectation. And I want you to think about that for just a moment. What expectation are you quietly carrying right now that feels really heavy? Just think about this for a moment. What expectation are you quietly carrying right now that feels heavy? Can you think of anything? I'm going to give you a few little ideas to like get your thoughts spinning or your juice flowing. Maybe it's feeling responsible for the kids' emotions. Maybe it's being the household organizer, like the project manager, the house director. Maybe it's making sure everyone feels comfortable. Maybe it's handling transitions. Maybe it's keeping the peace between households. Maybe you've decided like, oh, you know what? It's easier for me to do the communication with the other house, so I'm going to do it. Or maybe you felt like you needed to take it on because it was a control thing. Do any of those things resonate with you? Feeling responsible for handling the kids' emotions, being the household organizer, making sure everyone feels comfortable, handling transitions, keeping the peace between households. Do you ever feel like that? Now, ask yourself this question. Did I consciously choose this expectation? Or did it slowly land on me over time? Did I consciously choose this expectation? Or did it slowly land on me over time? That question alone can be very eye-opening. I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about that. So like if you're in the car listening, you have a few seconds. If you're cleaning, you have a few seconds to like rage clean while you're thinking about this. So now here's the next step, the capacity check. I want you to ask yourself, is this expectation sustainable for me? Like, can I keep doing this forever? Not for 1 week, not for 1 month, but long term. Like, are you able to keep doing this? Is it something that you feel like you can keep doing? Is it only working now because you know that it's short term? Because when expectations exceed capacity, resentment, my friend, is almost guaranteed. When expectations exceed capacity, resentment is almost guaranteed. And resentment is often a signal that something needs to shift. Not that you're failing, but that the system needs adjusting. Because resentment, there's always like an underlying emotion there. Fear, anger, jealousy, insecurity. There's always sadness, abandonment. There's always some sort of emotion that's under there. Resentment is just like the blanket one. So now let's work on replacing automatic yeses. Because a lot of stepmoms tend to say yes automatically, right? Like, again, we're new here. A lot of us are people pleasers. We're new here. We want everyone to like us. So yes, I'm going to help you. Absolutely, I can help with that. Yes, you know what? I'm a really great manager. I'm a project manager at work, so I'm going to project manage the house. This is great. My skills will absolutely translate. I'm going to manage. Yes to absorbing work. Yes to absorbing the stress that happens. Like, I'm so good at this. Like, I can be the one that can take this on. But I will tell you this. One small change can shift everything. Instead of saying yes immediately, because I know sometimes that saying no feels really awkward and really uncomfortable, and it feels like, oh my gosh, the kids aren't going to think that I love them, insert whatever. Instead of saying yes immediately, try this. Let me think about what I have capacity for. Let me think about what I have capacity for. That sentence creates space. It's not a yes, and it's also not a no. And it's not necessarily a maybe either. It's like, let me just think about what I could possibly do. It creates space for reflection. Do I have do I have capacity for this? Do I not have capacity for this? It creates space for honesty, like for you. Am I doing this because I feel like I have to? Am I doing this because it's easier? It creates space for boundaries. Maybe this is one of those things, whatever, you were asked, maybe this is one of those things that you start saying no to. Or maybe you only take on intermittently and like not do it as often as you were. And here's the part that can be the hardest. The discomfort of disappointing other people. I would rather you be mad at me than disappointed. Maybe that's like the type A, like perfectionist in me, but I would rather you be mad at me than being disappointed. Because then like letting somebody down, like, I don't like that. Because then I feel like I fail, right? So if you're mad at me, like whatever, you can be mad, everyone gets mad, but just please don't be disappointed. But when you start honoring your capacity, someone might be disappointed. If you start saying no to something or someone because you don't have the capacity for it, that someone might be disappointed. And that's uncomfortable. I had to learn how to deal with people being disappointed and not mad at me, like as a stepmom. If I survived, you will too. But that's really uncomfortable. I just told you, like, I don't want people to be mad at me. I don't want people to be disappointed. I'd rather they be mad. But even now, like, if they're disappointed, like, that's really uncomfortable for me. But disappointment is not the same thing as a rejection. You already know what rejection is, right? As a stepmom. And you are allowed to survive someone else's feelings. We can do this together. You are allowed to survive someone else's feelings. Just because they're having feelings, good, bad, or indifferent about you, doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. You do not have to earn your place in your family by being endlessly flexible. Let me tell you that again. You do not have to earn your place in your family by being endlessly flexible. Because here's the thing. At what cost? At what cost is it for you to be endlessly flexible? Your mental bandwidth? Your physical bandwidth? You don't have the capacity to be endlessly flexible. And if that's what's getting you to earn your place in your family, something's drastically wrong. So here's what I want you to know. Learning to honor your capacity is one of the most important things and one of the most important parts of your role clarity. Because when you start choosing how you show up instead of reacting to expectations, like, oh, my partner just expects me to do this, so I'm going to do it. Or, the stepkids or my stepkids have just decided that, or not necessarily decided, that's a dumb thing to say, but like maybe the expectation from them is that since you're the one that's home, like you're going to be the one doing insert whatever. Instead of reacting to expectations, you move from feeling trapped to feeling intentional. I know I gave like an example there, so that sentence sounds really convoluted, but when you start choosing how to show up or how you show up instead of reacting to expectations, you move from feeling trapped to feeling intentional. Because when you start choosing how you show up, you are intentional. Like, I'm deciding that I'm going to do this. But when you are reacting to expectations, you absolutely feel trapped. You feel like you're in a cage. Like, I can only do these things, or I have to do these things because they expect me to do them. And then that's where the resentment builds in, right? Like, no one asked me to do them. They just expected that I do them. And if you're working through role clarity and need a place to talk through all of this, any of this, with other stepmoms who get it, come join us inside the Stepmom Side community. It's a supportive space where stepmoms can process the real emotional layers of blended family life without judgment. I think that's the biggest thing. We don't want to be judged as stepmoms. And so a lot of times we just say nothing. So if you need that supportive space where you can process that real emotional layer, come join us inside the Stepmom Side community. We would love to have you. And you know what? Try it for a month. There's two options. You can sign up monthly or you can sign up annually. Monthly is charged month to month. Say you sign up and you're like, you know what? I'm going to try it for 1 month. Let's say you sign up like the beginning of the month, on the first day of the month, go until the end of the month, the 30th, the 31st, or the 28th if it's in February when you sign up. Give it a full month. Come join office hours. Come join group coaching. Come join the live Q&A. Come join all of the office hours that there are because it's every Wednesday. At least give it a solid shot. If you don't like it, that is okay, my friend. You can leave. And here's the thing. I've talked about this with stepmoms that I coach. They're like, do people stay in the stepmom side forever? Sometimes. I've had people that signed up back when it was $2 and they're still on the $2 plan. I don't increase it. That's where I think Disney and Netflix and Hulu and all Peacock, all the things, when you're paying for it, they're like, hey, guess what? We're raising the price, $10. Now it's $10 increase for you, even though you were one of our first subscribers. No, ma'am, that is not what I do here. If you sign up right now, you are locked in at that price forever. So if you stay forever, great. But then also, if you don't stay forever, that's fine. I've had people come join the community for a little bit and then say, you know what, I don't need support anymore, leave, and then they come back. Or I've had people say, oh, you know what, I didn't find it helpful for whatever reason, I'm out. That's fine. Guess what? I still talk to them on Instagram. I'm not like, oh, you're not in the community anymore. You were in and now you're not, so I can't talk to you anymore. That's not how this works. That is not how this works. I am not talking to you based on whether or not you are inside the Stepmom Side community. Just come try it. It's very supportive. I would love to see you on the inside, and I will chat with you next week. Thanks for taking time to listen to this week's episode. If anything was helpful or resonated with you, please share it on social media and tag me. I'm just at Alicia Crosco. And if you could leave a 5-star rating and a review while you're at it, that would also be really helpful. And if you find yourself struggling with your stepmom journey and you want a little bit more support without the hefty price tag of coaching, you might want to check out the Stepmom Side community, which is my own private community for stepmoms, where you get to connect with other stepmoms around the world and myself, where I hold weekly office hours and monthly group coaching. It's kind of like you have your own personal coach in your own back pocket. Again, without that hefty price tag. See you next week.